Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for joining the stream tonight. Uh, gonna be going over a couple things, possibly a revelation in this story, but nothing definitive. I will say that I want to make it perfectly clear right from the very beginning of the stream that we're going to be going into the territory of speculation. Now, the territory that we're going into is based on information that is available publicly. So it is based off of something, not just me just going out and saying anything. It's based on information that is out there publicly. But I must give the disclaimer that, again, this is just speculation based on evidence. It's compelling evidence, but it is not definitive. So I just want to get that out of the way. I also want to give a shout out to Doom Ghost and Siren for providing some of this information. We're going to go into a little bit of a timeline here of how all of this has come into play. We'll start with the very beginning here, and then we'll get to where we're at present. So just bear with me. We're going to get through this. I'll probably have some guests on a little bit later, maybe some of the boys. Some of the boys will be coming in. Hey, what's up, Solid Redfield? I see Doom Ghost is in the chat right now, and a couple others. Cubhead, Zana 1999, Dalton Craft. Appreciate you all joining here tonight. And like I said, we're going to get into some stuff here. We're going to get into some stuff, like I said, and it should get pretty interesting here. So first and foremost, we're going to get into what kind of kicked everything off a little bit. I mean, it's obviously this has been ongoing for months at this point, but we're going to get to Rounds doing basically posting this on Twitter. Now I'm going to share this real quick just to give a little bit of the backstory of where we are at. So just bear with me right here doing the rounds. Okay. So we saw that Rounds doing the rounds on Twitter saw that this had transpired, right? That Delirious' account was suspended for unknown reasons. However, at the same time, the Batcoon account and Survey Junkie now, which, as we know from Ohm's second interview with the person known as Sarah, said that this account was one of the ones that was harassing her, apparently making threats and things of that nature, or at least implying threats. And what he had noticed was these accounts were suspended, right? The H2O Delirious account, the Batcoon account, which, as we all know, that's the one that Delirious has publicly acknowledged to be his alt account, right? As well as one of the ones that was suspected to be a Delirious account that was harassing people. I believe the Pizza Pirate account, which was another one that was also suspected of being Delirious, was also suspended around the same time. Now, I don't know if they were all suspended on the same day, right? Could be that they were suspended a little bit beforehand, exactly at the same time, maybe minutes apart, maybe hours apart. I don't know. That's something I have no clue on. So that's what kind of kicked everything off into motion, where people were looking at it like, that seems very interesting. And it does seem very suspicious that these accounts that were said to have been linked to Delirious are now all of a sudden gone, right? So now we get to, let's see. We get to the point where at present, we know for a fact that up to this point, Delirious account's still suspended, right? We fast forward a little bit, get to where TJV had apparently talked to Ohm, right? And we saw that there was mention of, at least by TJ, that he saw this evidence, right? He saw that Ohm's claims were true. He said that he saw the emails in question. Of course, they have as yet to be shown publicly, so we don't know beyond a reasonable doubt. We don't know for sure. We just know that TJ claims to have seen them, and he is willing to stake his reputation on them. So he believes what he saw. Again, as I said before, I can't speak to that. I haven't seen the emails myself, but they seem to be good enough for TJ, right? He said he saw them. They looked official, and seemed to confirm, what Ohm had been saying in regards to Delirious's account. and that is supposedly that it is gone, right? That it's not coming back. I believe TJ said that from what he saw, it was permanently suspended. Now, fast forward once again. Well, actually, before we even do that, let's go into this real quick here, right? Because there was some things that Ohm had said, and he had said them on my live stream, and some of these, and these are screenshots that I'm about to show you here soon. These are screenshots that Doom Ghost took, right? And I appreciate that. These are from my video that I covered this. Okay, from when Ohm was on my stream, and Delirious was also on that stream, right? So it says Delirious has had no choice but to stay off Twitter. Don't worry about that. Delirious is lying, whitewashing again, just like he did about Breland. That was no prank. Had absolutely nothing to do with spam. All right. So we have that. He's convinced, because as you all know, Delirious had his response to everything was that this had to do with spam. This had to do with a mistake, essentially. It had nothing to do with what Ohm is saying, and that he would be getting his account soon. Well, we're almost a week removed from that, or maybe a week removed from it at this point, because what's today? Tuesdays? Yeah, so a little bit over a week removed from it, and his account still has not been reinstated that we know of. Now, that could be 12-day suspension, because remember, when you get suspended off of Twitter, you could either have a 7-day suspension, 12-day suspension, just depends. If it is indeed not spam, right? And I had said this before, when we looked over Twitter's rules, their policy for abusive behavior, that's what they have no tolerance for, and that would get you, presumably, it would get you permanently suspended off the platform. Now, I have seen accounts that have come back even after they've been quote unquote permanently suspended. So it's still within the realm of possibility he could get his account back. But if that was indeed the violation, right, and not spam, that would be cause for him to be just gone for good. So especially if there's, threats or implied threats involved in that. So I'm going to go back here and look at another thing that Ohm had said in my chat when he decided to tune in, and that is this right here. So we see him say, these suspensions were not done via reporting. He had over half a dozen alts suspended, including the one that threatened Sarah's newborn baby. Delirious was survey junkie. Now, so very matter-of-factly stating that that is indeed one of Delirious's alt accounts. So now we'll look at the next one here. And there's a reason why I'm showing you guys all this. Like I said, we'll get up to all the updated stuff here soon. I'm just to give like I said, just to give a bit of a backstory to all this. So, and we see here, there's another time that he says communications with Twitter Direct investigations have been going on for months. He did use VPNs, fake emails, burner phones, numbers, even virtual machines. Now, that was one thing that kind of really perked my ears up when it came to the stuff here with Ohm. And that's because I don't know why they would reveal that, right? Something that I hadn't mentioned in this particular video was the fact that something that had really not dawned on me till afterwards that I hadn't considered, and I did amend this in the following stream, was that if you report an account, right, whether it be on the app or you went ahead and did it via email, they will tell you if an account has been suspended. Now, I'm not sure that they will go into exact details as to why. They'll show you the reason. They will do that. They'll show you the reason, abusive behavior violation, spam manipulation, all that stuff, but they don't go into details, right? So this is one of the things that really kind of, I looked at this and it was very quizzical to me that he mentioned this, because how would he know about, burner phones and things like that? I don't think that they would get into that many details regarding the suspension. They might just kind of an overall like, hey, although as we saw with the TJ live stream, he said that everything linked back, right? All the accounts, and they told the reason why, apparently why they suspended all those accounts. But as far as like knowing this, I found this to be a little bit odd, right? How would he know about VPNs, fake emails, burner phones, and virtual machines. I don't think they would get into those specifics because that might be a territory where a Twitter employee would get into trouble. But then again, you never know. It's within the realm of possibility. We have to accept that it's within the realm of possibility that somebody from Twitter could have given Ohm those details. It's certainly possible, although it seems kind of odd that they would go that far, right? I think in most cases you would get just, hey, these accounts were suspended. This is the reason why abusive behavior, and that's it. So the fact that, again, he said all this, I always found it to be a little bit odd, but like I said, it's possible. Maybe he knows somebody. No, now we're going to go on to the next one here and show this. Here we go. Let's see. So this is another thing he said, right? The suspension was initiated from the top levels of Twitter. And this really drew a lot of people's attention. Excuse me. Including mine, because this is possible. Excuse me. This is possible, right? It would probably be in the hands, if this was something that was escalated, it probably would be in the hands of an executive, because you have to remember something. Delirious's account is a 4.4 million follower, has a contract with a gaming contract with Twitter, right? On the gaming side of things. So it's possible that this would have to be escalated to the point where somebody in a higher administrative or maybe even executive position would have to sign off on it, right? Especially if there's contracts involved, which let's go to the next thing here, right? That Ohm had said in my live stream, which is this right here. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up right now. He had also mentioned, let's see, he had mentioned this, right? One look up. So this was another account that he had linked, each with fake emails. Okay, this is not actually the one. Hold on, I wanted to look at this one. Here we go. All right, getting through this. Don't worry, y'all. We're getting through this. So we have this, right? It's literally the result of a months-long Twitter investigation. There's proof. It's why they suspended him despite him having a Twitter gaming contract and 4.4 million followers. So again, that would indicate to me, right, that yes, maybe this was escalated, right? If this is all true, that this was escalated to a higher point in Twitter because of this, of what he said here, Twitter gaming contract, right? So we got some legal stuff involved there. So, all right. So that's where we're at with that. Okay. That's where we're at with that. Now, as far as who this person could be that it might have been escalated to, there's been some speculation on that. Okay. But before we get into that, I just want to go over this one last time here. Hold on. I want to show you guys Twitter's private information policy on doxing, right? So it says here, this is updated, I guess, March 2019. It says, you may not publish or post other people's private information without their express authorization and permission. We also prohibit threatening to expose private information or incentivizing others to do so. Sharing someone's private information online without their permission, sometimes called doxing, is a breach of their privacy and of Twitter rules. Sharing private information can pose serious safety and security risks for those affected and could lead to physical, emotional, and financial hardship. When reviewing reports under this policy, we consider a number of things, including what type of information is being shared, who is sharing the information. Okay, so basically, what you would expect, right? Private information. So I want to go more into this part here. What is in violation of this policy? Under this policy, you can't share the following types of information without the permission of the person who it belongs to. Home address or physical location information, including street addresses, GPS coordinates, or other identifying information related to locations that are considered private. Now, the reason why I want to read this is because I want to be clear, at least as far as I know, Ohm has not claimed to have gotten any of this information, okay? So in regards to the suspensions of his account, there's people saying that, oh, well, maybe, he would get in all sorts of trouble for getting that, or Twitter would get in all sorts of trouble for giving up that information, stuff like that. It really would be this, okay? It really would be anything that identifies Delirious, stuff like this, financial information, contact information of non-public personal phone numbers or email addresses. So basically anything regarding Delirious's docs is really what they would get in trouble for. Now, in fairness to Ohm, right, and what's been said, he hasn't claimed to have gotten any of this information. He just claims that his account has been suspended, and it's been suspended for XYZ reason, and that's it. Okay? So I just wanted to go over that real quick because this is where somebody at Twitter would really get in trouble, right? If they did any of this, okay? If they shared any personal information. So I just want to put that out there. Now we'll get into some stuff here, right? Now, as far as to who the person might be regarding this, okay? Let me get into this here. I want to show you something. And this is a video because when I found out when the speculation came of who the person might be, it brought me back to this particular, I told Doom Ghost, I was like, you know what? That name sounds vaguely familiar. Like I've heard that before. I'm sure I've heard that name before. So we're going to go back a little bit here. We're going to go back a couple months to a video that was released here that some of you might be familiar with. It's Chris Hansen's Hitman, the Anon Gene Files. Okay. So we're going to go over this. We're going to go over this video real quick. And I want you to pay attention to a particular part here. Okay.
Where my account was listed along with many others. The actual list is lost to time, but it was about 3 pages of accounts, all critical of Chris Hansen. On the 31st of July.
Okay, before anybody wonders why, okay, he's speaking about accounts that were suspended because of being critical of Chris Hansen. Now, Chris Hansen has nothing, as far as I know, Chris Hansen has nothing at all to do with the situation at hand here, right? It's nothing to do with Ohm. He has nothing to do with Delirious, but it's just what he's talking about is just Twitter accounts that he noticed were getting suspended for some reason for being critical of Hansen. Now he'll explain why.
By 2020 at 5:44 p.m., an email hit my inbox. A minute later, I received 2 more. Every single one of my accounts have been suspended for violating Twitter's rules against platform manipulation and spam.
Now, I think it's important to mention that if what he's saying is true about the spam stuff, he should have gotten an email like that said his content was, or his account was suspended for that. But as of yet, and I have been in contact with Delirious, just to let you all know, and he has yet to provide me anything. It's not to say he doesn't have it. It's not to say, make of that what you will. I'm just saying I have asked him for any information that might confirm that, because remember what Delirious said. He said, my account got suspended for some spam crap and it should be back soon. We're a week removed. His account's still not back, and he has yet to provide any evidence to support his claim. So I'm just putting that out there, right? And on the flip side of that, we know what Ohm has said, right? We know that he's had TJ see this evidence, but has yet to post it publicly as well. So again, that's where we're at. So let's continue on with this.
This was all clearly a mistake. I never botted my engagement, and I never will. This ban was completely false and unjustified, and it all came just 2 weeks after Gene was parading around telling me I was going to be getting suspended. And everyone's eyes went straight to Chris Hansen. People started to do some digging into what contacts Hansen might have at Twitter, and something rather interesting came up. But hold on. First, we need to go back.
Recently, you might have noticed a glut of large Twitter accounts suddenly being suspended. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably recognize some of these accounts because I retweet them a lot because I find them funny. Lame as Chris appealed his suspension, and after waiting days with no response, he decided to start looking into what was going on here. After Lame as Chris was suspended, a Twitter account named Spazio Twat tweeted a screenshot of a Rudy Mustang tweet. In the tweet, Rudy's lamenting the deletion of Lame as Chris and Cordell. And in Spazio's tweet, he refers to them as being known cheaters who are manipulating the system to fake their popularity. Spazio thinks that these accounts are faking their engagement to appear more popular than they really are. But at this point, that's whatever, right? I mean, it's Twitter. People talk shit on Twitter, especially people who are salty because they're not as popular as they think they deserve to be. But what's a bigger deal is the fact that you can see that this guy goes around reporting people, and everyone he reports seems to get suspended like that. He literally never misses. What's up with that? So Chris keeps digging through Spazio's post history, and he finds a tweet from a year ago. This tweet is asking Twitter to reinstate an account, Corey Richardson. It not only tags Twitter and Jack, as one usually does when there's a problem on Twitter, they also tag an account at Delirious. Everyone knows who Jack is, but who's Delirious? So Chris clicks on it, and
now keep that in mind. Keep Delirious in mind, okay?
And it's Dell Harvey, the vice president of Twitter Trust and Safety, who just so happens to follow and like tweets made by none other than Spazio. So you guys...
And just so y'all can see real quick, okay? And I'll get back to this video, all right? This is where we want to key in on, right? Let me show you guys something. All right, the Spazio account was essentially reporting people, right? And would tag Twitter safety, and almost instantly, without cause, these accounts would get suspended, all right? Now, I want to show you something. This, and y'all can do this yourselves too. You could go to Spazio Twat, and you can see who he's following, all right? And if you look right here in the middle, he's following Dell Harvey, okay? All right, he's following Dell Harvey. Now, I want to show you guys something. All right, I want to show you guys something. He's not just following Dell Harvey, okay? Dell Harvey is following him. This is Dell Harvey's page, right? You can go to it right now. You can go to @Delbius, go to her follower, go to see who she's following. Spazio Twat. She's following this person. She has liked tweets from this person. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to go back. Okay, we're going to go back to finish the video, or the parts of the video that are pertinent. Okay, now these are DMs that Spazio had with a random person. Okay, and if you look at what Spazio says here, I used to have the same experience. I think based on the veracity and significance of what we've shared with them over the last few years, we have an enhanced relationship, but Twitter itself is a complex business with competing departments and priorities. We can wait a long time to get results. Others happen within minutes. This really puts the wind up people and has helped my quote-unquote bastard reputation no end. And then this person responds to them saying, so you guys are able to kind of get through the red tape and just contact someone directly. That's badass. And then he says, we're useful to know with the thumbs up. Okay. So, like I said, it's all stuff to keep in mind. Now, I want to show you all something else here, which is very interesting. So, this is a clip from Lame Ass Chris's video, which is the person that Justin Wang was referencing. Oh, thank you so much for the 2, Rogue. Appreciate it. Just got here. Is it more a gay ops? I don't know. We're about to find out. So I want to show you guys a clip from Lame Ass Chris's video, which was the basis for Justin Wang's video. Okay. And again, we're getting into the realm of a little bit of conspiracy here, tinfoil hat. This is all speculation, but it's all very interesting stuff. I just want to, again, say that, none of this has been unequivocally proven, but this is all information that is available publicly. Okay. So this was Lame Ass Chris's video, and he's showing another DM from Spazio to somebody else. And he says, send it to Crazy Myra or me. He has lots of accounts I'm seeing, and he says, or report to at Twitter Safety. We have direct contact, so we might be easier. Okay. So again, something to keep in mind. And the reason why I wanted to show that was because Wayne didn't put this part in his video. So keep that in mind. So this Spazio guy is apparently connected to Dell Harvey, right? And seems to have a way to, just, tag people, and then they get suspended because he's a connected guy, right? So let's go back. Let's go back here, okay?
Is they're able to kind of get through the red tape and just contact someone directly? That's badass. We're useful to know.
Whoa, so there's been a previous case of a Twitter employee allegedly suspending accounts who are falsely accused of botting? Hold on, that name of the employee, Dell Harvey?
What does that name sound so suspiciously familiar?
The internet is swarming with predators who constantly stalk chat rooms searching for children, but Dell Harvey is fighting back by hunting down online pedophiles and bringing them to justice. She's here today to uncover a disturbing world that every parent needs to be warned about. Please welcome, from pervertedjustice.com, Dell Harvey. Dell.
23-year-old Dell puts on her best young girl voice. She needs to verify that the man on the phone is the same man in the chat room.
Bye.
Harvey is not her real name, which she gave up long ago when she became a professional troll. Oh no, she's a professional troll. But what did she do? What did she do? Well, she posed as underage girls and boys to entrap pedophiles as administration for the website Perverted Justice, and later for NBC's To Catch a Predator. No! Dell! Wait a minute! Oh my, Chris Hansen, no! Dude, she's on the payroll! The head of Twitter Trust and Safety is on the payroll!
Wait, so you're telling me a Twitter employee high up at Twitter who is allegedly assisting in suspending accounts who are falsely accused of botting worked with Chris Hansen? And my account went down for exactly the same reason in exactly the same way? How is everything lighting up so much? Remember that list of sock accounts and continual harassment accounts to be removed? Well, Gene claims it was being sent by Chris Hansen to the head of Twitter security. And on top of that, there was another leaked screenshot from anonymous Gene showing Chris Hansen talking with Brandon Borman, a member of the Twitter comms team, about harassment that Hansen wants.
Now, we'll stop it there because I think you guys get the picture, right? So it's possible, right, that the person in question that might have done this, right, if it was escalated up the ladder, could have been Dell Harvey. Now, there's some of you that are probably thinking, okay, how does this link back to Ohmwrecker? How does this link back to Ohmwrecker? All right, I'm going to show you guys. Now, again, this is just pure speculation here. This is purely speculation. I'm not saying anything definitively. I want to show you guys something first, right? To preface all that, we're going to go to this. Okay, we're actually going to go to Dell Harvey's Twitter account, okay? So this is Dell Harvey's Twitter account. You can see here the date, the 19th, is when Dell Harvey announced that she was leaving Twitter. See, I believe the traditional opening to these sorts of tweet threads is some personal news. And so on some personal news, after almost 13 years, technically 12 years and 364 days, this Friday, October 22nd, will be my last day at Twitter. Okay. So we see her, she does a thread, talks about her time there, you know, what happened there. It looks, you know, fairly innocuous, right? She's just saying goodbye to everybody. But then, and this is where I got to thank Doom Ghost. Doom Ghost sent me this, and he is not the only person that is claimed to have seen this tweet that is now deleted. Okay. So I'm going to post it right here. You see Dell Harvey's tweet here, and you see Ohmwrecker saying, wishing you the best with your future endeavors. Dell, thank you for all your hard work you and your team have done to help make Twitter a safer and better place. That tweet has since been deleted. Now remember, if this was escalated up the chain, right, because of Delirious's account being big and needing somebody with, in an administrative or executive position, right, in regards to safety on the platform, this is somebody that could have made a big decision like that, right, for an account like that, or been involved in the decision making for that. Okay. Now, this tweet has been deleted. There's others that have claimed to have seen it. I don't have an archive of it, so could it be fake? Possibly. But there have been others that have said they saw it. I don't know for a fact that it existed, but let me show you all something else, okay? There's something else here. And again, this is just pure speculation. I'm not saying that Ohm for sure spoke with Dell Harvey, that she is 100% his Twitter contact. Could be somebody else completely different. But if you think about the track record that we're seeing here, right? And again, even with the other stuff, with the Chris Hansen stuff that we saw with Dell Harvey, that was pure speculation. Nobody has ever been able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Dell Harvey was banning accounts or suspending accounts on behalf of Chris Hansen. That's just been pure speculation. But it seemed kind of odd, right, that accounts that were critical of Chris Hansen, including John Swan's accounts, were being suspended, seemingly out of the blue, right? It's very suspicious, okay? It's very suspicious. So again, that has never been unequivocally proven, but it's just food for thought. We also see with the Spazio situation, right, where accounts that Spazio was essentially reporting or just even tagging Twitter safety in, bam, just like that, they were gone. So we're seeing here at least, the accusations that Dell Harvey was a person at Twitter that was abusing her power, right? That's basically what's been laid out, is that Dell Harvey at Twitter was potentially abusing her power at Twitter to suspend accounts, for her friends or maybe for the lols, right? Again, that's never been proven unequivocally. That is still pure speculation, but it seems kind of odd, right, that in more than one instance we have this pattern with Dell Harvey, and now she's left, right? She's left Twitter. She's gone. She's not working there no more. Could it be that on her way out the door, she took on one more case of suspending accounts or an account just because? Just putting it out there. It's certainly a possibility. I don't know that for a fact. I can't say that that's a fact. But that Ohm tweet, right? People can look at that and say, well, that could have been faked. How do we know? How do we know that Ohm has, there's nothing else to show, right? There can't possibly be anything else to show that Ohm has interacted with Dell Harvey, right? Or is there? So I want to show you guys something. And again, this is not a smoking gun. This doesn't mean beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're in cahoots, okay? But I just want to show you all this real quick, okay? Because I find this to be quite interesting. So let's look at this for a moment, all right? Let's look at this. This is a tweet that is still currently on Ohm's Twitter. You can find it right now. As a matter of fact, I will link it in the chat. Again, this does not unequivocally, let me stress again, this does not unequivocally prove anything, okay? This is just pure speculation based on information that is available publicly right now, okay? But we see here, dealt with a lot of this myself. He was responding to, I believe, Valkyrie's, a tweet that Valkyrie made, right? Dealt with a lot of this myself last month. Had one troll make over a dozen accounts to just make up the dumbest shit, harassing friends and all. I raised the issue with Redot Chadha, which this person is, look at what this person's position is. We see it here. Global head of gaming content partnerships at Twitter /@Twitter Gaming. As you know, Delirious's account was probably tied to Twitter Gaming, and he probably had a contract with Twitter Gaming. So maybe this person is the contact. I don't know, but you see he also tagged Delirious in this tweet. Still, see, we see here the global head of gaming content partnerships at Twitter and Twitter Gaming, as well as Dell Harvey, along with law enforcement /attorneys, suggest doing the same thing. hope they can help. So that's just some food for thought. Like I said, just something to consider. And let me show you again, because maybe that was the only instance, right? Maybe, but we see again here. This is another tweet by Ohm. This one in April of this year, okay? This is April of this year. So it's a few months back. Another, this person named Brooke, any way to permaban my stalker for making Twitter accounts? They have made death threats daily for 2 years straight now at Twitter support. Okay. So we're talking about banning accounts here, right? So any chance either of you can help? Again, Ohm tags the global head of gaming content partnerships, right? And he tags Dell Harvey. Okay. Sorry that you're dealing with this, Brooke. The internet can be an effed up place. So that would lead me to assume that Ohm knows exactly who he would need to go to in order to potentially get, or at least has an idea, potentially get accounts suspended. You know what I mean? Because as we know, if it's true, if what's being said about Dell Harvey is true, if it's true, and she has a reputation of using her power to just ban accounts, just saying, it's compelling. It's a compelling argument, right? It's very interesting. And again, we don't know for sure. It's just been speculation. And this is something that people have been speculating now for a couple of years, that Dell Harvey might have been abusing her power at Twitter to just ban accounts without cause. And if you think about it, regardless of whether these accounts were proven to be, what's being claimed is that these accounts were proven to be delirious. And that could very well be true. Could 100% be true, that they were able to find it based on hardware, maybe IP if he wasn't running a VPN. 100% possible that it's all legit. All I'm doing is presenting another potential possibility, but again, that cannot be proven at all. This cannot be substantiated. I will say that again. This is pure speculation. This is just food for thought. You know what I mean? Because anything is possible. Now, if we see an email, right? If we see that email, Ohm releases that email and it says, and it unequivocally proves, right there in writing, that all these accounts are tied to Delirious, and it's an account that looks official, doesn't look like it's been made up. That would be something that we have to consider, right? If he shows it, we haven't seen anything yet. We've just heard. So, but yeah, what Don is saying here in the chat, it seems like too much of a coincidence. Yeah, but again, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And like I said, and I will reiterate it again, I am not saying that any of this is 100% fact. It's just pure speculation. It's just something to look into. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And this is all, like I said, this is all publicly available information. You all could really look this up yourselves. But there was something else that I wanted to mention that I thought might be interesting, right? Because this is something that Doom Ghost had also brought up to me. Doom Ghost had mentioned to me that they went to Ohm's page. They went to his YouTube channel, and they noticed that whenever they would type in the chat the words Dell Harvey or in the comment section and post to the comments, they wouldn't show up. Okay. I have a couple explanations as to why this might have happened, but I wanted to show you all this video that I recorded earlier, and then I'll show you the follow-up video to it and explain. Okay. So here was the first video I did. So just bear with me and watch this. Hey, what's up, everyone? So shout out first and foremost to Doom Ghost, aka the Content Terminator, for pointing this out to me. It's something that I wanted to go ahead and test for myself. So I'm on my alt account, my Anonymous Prime account, which is public. It has videos on it and all that stuff. So I don't mind you guys knowing it. If you guys want to subscribe to that channel, that it's kind of my backup account for if anything were to happen. But I'm going to do something here real quick. All right. So, and I'm doing this just to test it out and just to be sure of what Doom had told me beforehand that he had mentioned to me that when he tried to type in the words Dell Harvey from 5 separate accounts that he had, they did not show up in Ohm's comment section whenever he would try to find it. So that would lead one to believe one of two things, right? Either the words Dell Harvey are blacklisted words on his account. By that I mean they're filtered out. Like if somebody mentions Dell Harvey, the combination of those two words, they just won't show up on the comment page, or it would have to be because those accounts are banned. Now, mind you, I don't think that Ohm knows about this account. He probably does now, or maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But I'm going to subscribe to the channel because that's another thing too. Maybe comments are only filtered for subscribers. So this is just to see if that's the case, if you have to be subscribed to his channel in order to comment certain things. So I'm going to put the words Dell Harvey in the comment, right? I'm subbed to his channel now. So there you see, I'm typing Dell Harvey. I'm going to post that comment, right? Here we go. There it is. Dell Harvey. It's in the comment section.
What's up,
I
Brad?
can see it here on my
Yo.
right?
All right.
Now I'm going to switch accounts real quick. I'm going to have to show or close off the other ones for obvious reasons.
What I miss?
But I'm going to go
Just
and
watch,
scroll
just
through
watch.
here to see. Okay, now mind you, that Anonymous Prime account is subbed to his channel because I wanted to see if maybe he only has it so that subscribers can comment on the page, you know. So I'm looking through here, and I'm going to go a little bit slow because I want to see if the comment shows up or not. And so far, we're not seeing it. Granted, it could be at the very bottom because it is a new comment, or somewhere closer to the bottom because it is a new comment. So we'll get there. But I'm just doing this just to be on the safe side, just to confirm that it's not anywhere hidden in between. So far, we're not seeing it, right? And I am scrolling here. You know, won't go too fast because, like I said, we don't want to miss it if it is indeed here. And as we can see, this is the last comment on the page, all right? And just to be on the safe side, I will go all the way to the very bottom. This is the very bottom of the page, okay? Now, the last comment we see here is from Popster88, and I'm on my main account, and I'm looking for that comment, and I don't see it. And mind you, I am subscribed with the other account. I just did. So let me switch back just to show. Here we go. My Anonymous Prime account, which is my known alt account. There it is. The comment is still there, Dell Harvey. So I can see it. I can see it. I can see that comment. You can see 1 minute ago, but it's not going to show up to anybody else. All right. So you all saw that. Now I'm going to show you all something else. Okay. I'm going to show you guys the next thing here. Let me show you the next thing. What's up, Red? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. What I miss?
Just filling people in on some stuff here. So
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty important tonight. About the Ohmwrecker stuff.
yeah. So real quick here. All right. I wanted to do a follow-up to this video because there's something that I hadn't considered until after the fact. So here we go. I want you all to listen to this real quick. Okay, after recording the previous vid, there's something that I had thought about that I just wanted to rule out as another possibility here. You know, just to be as fair as I possibly can be in the situation regarding Ohm. So went back to his video, right? Now, still on my Anonymous Prime alt account, sub to his channel. I'm going to comment something here. Dead by Daylight is super hype. It's super hype, right? I'll leave that one up. I just want to see what happens when I comment this. Something just very kind of innocuous there, right? So we see it there. We see the comment there, Dead by Daylight is super hype. I'm going to switch once again to my main account, that being the Play Bounty Hunters account. All right. We'll pause this here, but we'll go down here to see if that comment shows up. I'm doing this just to, like I said, to be as fair as I possibly can be to Ohm, because one thing that dawned on me might be that he might hold all comments for review. And if that is the case, it doesn't necessarily mean that the words Dell Harvey are banned from his comments. It just means that he might be seeing those comments come in and not approving of them to be shown on his channel if they're being held for review. So I'm looking for my comment, right? A very innocuous comment just to see, which I don't think will be approved anyways, because he must have seen the Dell Harvey account beforehand if he's constantly checking, right? But I'm going to see if my suspicion is correct here, that maybe he's just holding all his comments for review. And I think that that's what it is. Because look, we got to the end of the comments. I didn't see my comment that I just posted, which is not Dell Harvey. It's just a very kind of generalized, comment, right? Dead by Daylight is super hype, right? Something that shouldn't be really all that, it shouldn't be words that should be blocked on his account, right? But maybe it just looks like spam, so that's possible. But we could try again, right? Let's try one more time, though, just to be on the safe side. So that comment's not showing up, right? Let me switch back, right? We don't see it there, right? Let's switch back to the John and Miss Prime account. All right, so we could see it's still there. Let me try another one, all right? Let me try something different this time around. So what's the big deal with Dead by Daylight? Anyways, I was done with this red ski, right? So there we go. Another one. Well, let me not even mention Dead by Daylight. So let me just say something else, right? Hold on. Let me try something else. The hag skin is disgusting, and I love it. That hag skin is pretty gross. Pretty gross. Not gonna lie. All right, so we'll comment that, and we'll see if that one made it through, right? Just to see if that, because that doesn't look like a spam comment, right? So we'll switch back and see if that is indeed. Again, we'll see. So I'm going through it, not seeing anything so far. So this is leading me to believe that it doesn't necessarily mean, it could be, don't get me wrong, it could very well be that he does have words, certain words that are filtered off of his channel to avoid people trolling in his comment section or whatever, or spamming in his comment section. But it might be that he actually just holds his comments for review before posting all of them. That way he could control what makes it to the comment section of his videos and what does and doesn't. And that's where I'm kind of more leaning towards now after seeing this, right? Because I put in some other comments and they're not showing up, right? Nothing that has to do with Dell Harvey. So like I said, I just want to be as fair as I possibly can be in this situation and look at all the possibilities. So I think that this kind of tells us a little bit more of what might be happening here, since we don't know definitively. All right, so there you have that. I just wanted to put that because I thought it was important just to be fair, right? To be fair to Ohm, that I think in my personal opinion, I think that it's possible that he just holds his comments for review and not necessarily that he's blocking words. Although it would be interesting, right, if it was that he is blocking certain words off his account. So I think the more likely scenario, though, is that he holds his comments for reviews to make sure that people don't troll in his comment section, or spam his comment section. But I just wanted to put that out there. So we'll have to wait and see, like, if anything else, right? But I think that that's probably the most likely scenario, is that he filters out, or he holds his comments for review every time they come in. So, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But as far as we're at, like I said, there's just some interesting things that some interesting, I guess people could call them coincidences if they want, regarding this. And honestly, if you wanted to get somebody's account banned on Twitter, Dell Harvey would definitely be one of those people you would go to, at least seemingly from what we know about here. And the fact that we have seen Ohm interact with this person, or at least not necessarily interact with them, but tag them and stuff. So I would think that Ohm would at least know, right, that maybe Dell Harvey is the one that does stuff. You know what I mean? That Dell Harvey would be the one to go to at Twitter. And we also saw that he, in those other tweets that he still has up, he tagged the global head of gaming content on Twitter, right? On Twitter for Twitter Gaming. So that's very interesting too. Again, all coincidences. These are all coincidences. This is pure speculation. This is all just information that's out there publicly right now. And there is nothing that definitively proves any of this, okay? At all. It just doesn't. There's nothing that we have that proves this beyond a reasonable doubt. I just find it interesting that potentially this person could have been the one, you know, and again, that's pure speculation. There's no way to know that for sure. But I'm wondering, right? And I wouldn't expect him to say this, but I'm wondering if any of those email communications that TJ saw had the name Dell Harvey on them. I'm just concerned that. But I wouldn't expect TJ to say anything because he promised Ohm. He promised Ohm he wouldn't say nothing. So I don't think that we'll get an answer to that ever. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'll probably wrap up this stream here within 10 minutes. But what's up, Ritzky? You came kind of late. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I was really busy. Yeah, I don't know. Dell Harvey.
Dell Harvey.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, the John Swan stuff. Remember, her name came up during the Chris Hansen stuff because her and Chris Hansen have a past, and accounts that were openly critical of Chris Hansen, were seemingly being suspended.
Oh, didn't she have like ties to Anonymous Gene or something?
Well, people speculate on that because of Anonymous Gene's supposed ties to Chris Hansen. So the whole idea is that maybe, you know, Dell Harvey is a person on Twitter that has been abusing her power at Twitter for a while, and not just based on the Chris Hansen stuff, but the Spazio stuff. This account named Spazio's Twat on Twitter that was basically suspending accounts. You know what I mean? Was getting accounts suspended, I should say, by just tagging Twitter safety. So it's a compelling argument to make, but again, nobody can say with, you know, definitively beyond a reasonable doubt that that's exactly what's going on here. But it's definitely something to consider. And the fact that Ohm deleted a tweet, or allegedly, I will say allegedly, deleted a tweet in which he thanked Dell Harvey, is a little suspicious. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. But given the recent state of things, the fact that he seems to want to heavily guard the person that, you know, he was working with at Twitter, it would stand to I think it's reasonable for people to assume that could be who he's protecting, and that's why he deleted that tweet. But nobody knows. And again, this is a screenshot of a tweet, and I'm not saying that it's fake, because you know, I'm not saying that it's fake. I'm not saying that it's real. I don't know for a fact that it is or isn't. This was a screenshot that was sent to me, like I said, by Doom Ghost, and I'm not saying that Doom Ghost faked it either. Maybe Doom Ghost took it himself or got it from someone else. I don't know. But I did speak to somebody that says they swear that they saw this tweet because they follow Ohm on Twitter. So, like I said, you got to take it for what you will. Maybe this is the person. Maybe he didn't want to draw any kind of suspicion towards Dell Harvey, and that's why he deleted the tweet. Maybe not. But again, there's no way to know that for sure. There's no way. That's just pure speculation. That's just pure speculation. So that's where we're at with it.
Thickens.
The plot thickens. That's all we can say. And really, like I said, that's really where we're at right now. There's just no. Could this person be the one? Sure, possibly, but we don't know that. We don't know that beyond a reasonable doubt. So unless Ohm were to come forward with the emails, and even then, I think if Ohm were,
I doubt it.
If he were to come forward with the emails, I would think he would redact You know, because I
Ohmwrecker
would.
would never come forward with anything. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
But if I were him, I would redact the information anyway. So we'll probably never get a solid answer from
Where's
Ohm on that.
Prison Mate Loser?
Oh, I have no idea. Is he? What about him?
No, because he was a part of that whole thing too.
Oh yeah. Well, he was a part of the whole Louis stuff. He wasn't really, you know what I mean?
Oh, so he didn't have anything to do with Delirious.
No, not that I know of. In fairness
Okay.
to him, he was more about the Louis stuff. He's the one that was really working closely with the girls on that were making the accusations towards Louis. So, as far as I know, but yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else more I can really say about this. You know, like I said, take it for what you will. Like I said, it's pure speculation. None of this has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. The only reason I'm even talking about this, like I said, is because a lot of this information is publicly available.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's also kind of like an interesting update too.
Yeah, it's just another layer to this. Like I said, is it true? Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, maybe the reason why Delirious's account got suspended is 100% legit. Like I said, we don't know for a fact yet because that information has not been released publicly yet. We have one person in TJ that claims to have seen it and has verified that information to be true through seeing it, but we still haven't seen. So we don't know. And like I said, I would think if you want to get somebody's account banned from the platform, you would go to somebody that's been known to do it for, or allegedly has been known to do it for, or has been said to do it for their friends, I guess. I don't know. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all shakes out. Don't know anything. So that's really just where we're at right now. And that's all I wanted to go ahead and get you guys caught up to speed on. And like I said, look, don't be surprised over anything. Like I said, I know there's people in the chat that support Delirious, just like I'm sure there's people in the chat that some of them believe that he might be guilty. I don't know if he is or isn't. Like I said, there's nothing. Like I said,
I need to see more substantial evidence before I form a
Same.
solid opinion on
Same.
it. So
I haven't seen anything to substantiate anything thus far. You know, beyond, like I said, beyond a reasonable doubt. I will say that Delirious's actions are a little bit suspicious. He hasn't really addressed anything directly with Ohm. He just goes to the character attacks and just deflects with saying he's spending time with his family or doing stuff with his family, and that's it. And as far as Ohm goes, Ohm says that this stuff is true and it has happened before. We have TJ now saying that he can corroborate it because he's seen it, but we haven't seen the information released publicly yet. And like I said, in regards to the whole Dell Harvey thing, that's just a whole nother layer to everything, right? If she's leaving Twitter, right, which she has left Twitter, going out the door, she might have been. Has. Yeah, she's gone. Yeah, she was, her last day was on the 22nd, I believe, but she had, maybe on her way out, she decided, you know what? I'll ban some accounts on my way out. I don't care.
Wait, so was she fired or did she just choose to leave?
It sounds like she chose to leave. It sounds like she chose to leave. It sounds like she left of her own accord. I don't see anything, at least from according to her tweet. So I don't know. But I'm just saying, again, look, I'm not saying even Dell Harvey is guilty of anything. That's just been something that has been speculated on now for at least over a year's time at this point, right?
Yep.
With the Spazio stuff, with the Chris Hansen stuff, people suspect that Dell Harvey is a person that has abused her power at Twitter before, and she would seemingly be the person to go to if you wanted to just get
dirt on
banned.
someone,
or no, just get people banned or get people suspended. So, take that for what it is. Like I said, there's really no way to know for sure, but that's where we'll leave it at. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Thank you, Red. I know you came in a little bit late. Next stream, hopefully we'll go a little bit longer. If I get any more updates on this stuff, I will certainly let you all know. Once again, thank you to Doom Ghost and Siren for providing the information. And one last time, none of this is substantiated. Again, just pure speculation on stuff that's available out there right now. So draw your own conclusions from it. Like I said, I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not on Delirious' side. I'm not on Ohmwrecker's side. I'm on the side of whatever ends up being the truth.
The facts.
The facts and the substantiated evidence, which at this point, again, we still don't have. So there you have it. All right. Thank you all so very much. I'll catch you on Crow's later if you guys are going to tune into Crow's stream. You all have a great night.